I'd like to dedicate this episode. I got it on backwards, right? That's all right. I'd like to dedicate this episode of the continuing adventures of Nicholas McNabb, the cab driving crab, to James Caan and everybody at the Godfather, and especially James Caan and Al Pacino and everybody, but especially James. Now let's see. How do I get the okay over here? Oh, this. Okay, just had to. My nose. The continuing adventures of Nicholas McNabb, the cab driving crab, has written and conceived and narrated by Paulie BEDARD. Creep and Buzzard had a pier of homemade crabgrass. A pair of homemade crabgrass, pickle plated in earwax, kiln combusted, with 10 station wagon spark plugs, pair of nanny goat binoculars trained in the homophobic Connecticut farming harpsichordist. Norris, the swashbuckling florist, was standing across the street tuning a tickle my armpits banjo in opening tuning. Dressed in balloon pants, a long-tailed, noodle-nosed President Nixon knitted tuxedo, filled to the gizzards with buttons made of lizard-shaped buttons. Two saddle hands from somewhere in West New Mexico were yodeling Yuletide left field funny bone, dragon slayable, pigniny dueling, nimble thimble, horseshoe with a hickory, my, while a bowling alley Ahab mink decoded alongside Medrick, the border on Warlock, was hosing down Norris with prime time. Hosing down Norris with prime time molasses and clam chowder. Lamp two Humphreys from the Wiggle. Henrietta down a barbershop pole, perched pixie cup, sun up, pruned and watered by the plum-belted salmon smelting, rent a pile of dancing snowflakes. From the tin whistled twinkle-toed hound dog phlebotomist braiding Norris's no here with the hula hoop she that mooch earlier that very same morning found behind the butterscotch leviathan's chicken coop, among a bunch of Alaskan crabs that had been shelled and reknitted, struck by lightning and knighted by mummy-wrapped turkey feathers, who told everyone he'd popped out of a can of cranberry sauce, opened by the leader of the last John Birch Society member to be caught feeding ducks without the proper authorized paperwork. I don't care how many Egyptian mummies are popping out of cans of 10-year-old cranberry sauce all around the neighborhood. You don't feed a creature with wings salted crackers without permission from the FDA beforehand. You get my drift garlic breath winning the mayor, sitting on top of a giant gold-plated mushroom and a nearby nanny goat. Give the butterscotch leviathan a break, sir. He's suffering from early sundown syndrome, and he just lost all permission to nap under any pineapple trees in his hot decade pajamas, gurgled the piano waxing Egyptian mummy. Do you believe in the resurrection? Asked the giant mushroom perched suntan lotion mare. Of course, everyone does, replied the butterscotch leviathan. I've been a sort of faithful Christian all my life. Butterscotch, called a voice from the clouds. I want you to build me a new church down by the first catnip museum you pass. Well, who is that? It's St. Peter and St. Matthew. There's a nip museum on Broadway by the place where Antiquipus Freebird McCarthy Heidi hoes his six-gear time traversing. Eggs, milk, and breadcrumbs, and 90% galaxy hopping wing horse cannons to and fro and fore and aft. Matter of boarding and fatness, less than I, 3 miles, less than I. 3 miles down the road from Palmbrook, Sally, Wagatail, Walsmeath, Thrice, and back anew, around Henrietta and the downtown boys, all ducked out in long-shadowed pioneer bowling alley threads, chirped old ragamuffin Butterscotch levy to St. Peter and Matthew. Winging 8 winds to stream whistle crab, a hookle tristle bobtail scallywag, 4 and 9, tisk tristle barnyard, ninny knuckled, hog river sit me down and braid the check out of the one by the door with the sleight of hand Romeo threading needles in Tin Pan Alley, who bristleward trial by inkward boatswain Sydney shaking pepper with the gals up north. Can't you take the jive timing toothpick out of the side of your mouth for just 1 minute, Butterscotch? I like to sass up the wiggle fig Newtons every now and again, Your Highness. And now, as this was happening, as all these tragicomedic events were slowly unbejeweling one another and whispering in one another's ears, cooking directions from Ducktail City, King Mellow was sitting in a tub of molasses like some extraterrestrial Sidney Greenstreet, who'd been plucking a mite too long pickles out of lord and ladies' noses. He's got Misogyny Deuteronomy and all these freelance potato chip photographers from somewhere near Seattle are having clam bakes and outdoor barbecues, wearing dark sunglasses and buying up real estate so they can all display gold-free portraits of giant watercolor potato chips all over town. They're all big-time vinyl record collectors with kids in Harvard and Princeton studying aerodynamics, economics, and law. All these triple-mustached freelance potato photographers do all day long is talk about going to Vegas and flying the place with freelance potato chip photographers. They all look like James Caan, chortled creep to Madame Tiptoe while Buzzard was trimming the bushes in Medrick's born out of Wedlock Warlock's backyard. You know why Medrick was born out of Warlock? Madame Tiptoe shined a little down-home wisdom Creep's way. Why? Inquired Creep as Buzzard stepped out from the gazebo with a big top hat, sword, and shield, and an umbrella above his head, with one jar of honey in each hand. Creep and Buzzard had hoisted enough money from bank lifts all over New England to supply Antiquipus with samples of unopened catnip for his catnip museum empire. Meanwhile, Antiquipus had traveled back through time and invited King Mellow, St. Augustine of Hippo, and Rudolph Valentino to steal all the toilet paper from Caesar's industriously attired tub rooms and men's lavatories. So, let's see, so I have to think next of the reason why Medrick born out of Wedlock was born out of Wedlock. I think it has to do something with, let's see, I'll figure it out, but that'll be coming up next. So I said this was a great herald and high-hatted, how you doing, to James Caan and everybody else everywhere. And this is a new episode I'll be working on of the continuing adventures of Born Out of Wedlock, of Nicholas McNabb,